Whether you are a student, an expert, or a native currently navigating the UK job market, the following tips are going to help you create a good impression during your interviews because that's all that matters at this stage of your recruitment process. I'm quite confident about these tips because since getting into the UK 3 months ago, I've had the opportunity of attending 4 interviews. 2 of them were in person, 2 of them were conducted virtually. And out of these 4 interviews, I got 2 offers. I rejected one and I didn't get the last offer, but something interesting happened after the last interview. The MD sent me an email, which I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video because that's when it's going to make a lot of sense to you. You see, one interesting thing about job interviews is that it's a very fierce competition. But unlike other types of competitions, right, you're not seeing your opponents to know how well they are doing to see if you should also up your game. All you want to do is put in your best and just hope that your best is good enough to land you the job. If you ask me, I think that's crazy. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. You're welcome and I appreciate you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for stopping by once again. I appreciate you and you know I don't take you for granted. So now you've been invited for an interview. It could be a virtual one or in person. The first thing you want to do is research the company and also your potential interviewers. You see, companies love it a lot when candidates demonstrate that they've actually done their homework of researching the company and possibly the people who are going to be interviewing them, right? So there is a way or an approach that I take whenever I have an interview. The first thing I do is go online to the company's website. Go and look at the company, look at their mission, look at their vision, and try to see how you can capitalize on this during your conversation, during the interview. The second thing I do is I go to Google, put the company's name on Google search, not their website this time, but Google search, and just click on the news tab. So all the newsworthy mentions of this company in the internet will be pulled on a page, and you try to see what the company has been up to, any remarkable feats that the company has been able to achieve within the last couple of months or last couple of years. You can also use this, capitalize on this during your conversation at the interview. The next thing I do is try to go to the company's social media platforms to see what the company is usually up to. Here is where companies are likely to exhibit their people and also a bit about their products, their offerings, and all. I want to properly study this so that I'm able to leverage on this to have the conversation during my interview. And the last thing is, if I have an idea who my interviewers might be, I go on LinkedIn to go and look at their background, their history, the things they've done in the past, publications they've written and whatnot. Once done there, I go to their personal social media handles. Most of them will likely have Twitter handles or even Instagram. So yeah, it's an avenue for you to investigate what these people love doing outside of work. So potential interviewers may be football fans and all. You'll be surprised that your interviewers might just take a liking to you simply because you love football or simply because you love travel. So these things you want to really do your own work such that when you get to the interview panel, it just feels like you are already a part of the team. I have a goal of getting to 500 subscribers before the end of March 2023. I'm currently at 300 and I think I'm pretty much close, right? I would sincerely appreciate it if you can help me hit the subscribe button within the next 3 seconds. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. Without wasting much of our time, let's dig right into it. The next thing you want to do is ensure that you understand the job roles, because this is an opportunity for you to properly articulate how your past experiences aligns with the job descriptions, because employers like scenario-based questions a lot. So they will ask you questions like, oh, tell us about a time when you found yourself in this position. What did you do? Or how were you able to overcome this challenge and all. They like that a lot and you don't want to be caught unawares. Now that you understand the company, you understand your possible interviewers, and you also now fully understand your job role, the next thing you want to plan for is to ensure you are punctual. You see, punctuality is one good trait almost everyone or every society in the world appreciates. But it is part of the culture in the UK so much that you have no excuse for showing up late for any function, because buses would likely be functioning on time and trains will likely arrive on time as well. So you really don't have a lot of excuses to say, oh, this is why I am late, right? So for you to be able to ensure your punctuality at your interview, ensure you plan way ahead of time. So if you need to take a 9 o'clock bus on a normal day, try to see how you can take the bus before 9, so that if whatever happens with cancellation or the schedules of the buses, you are still going to get to your venue on time. I would naturally recommend that if you're going for an in-person interview, try to aim for 30 minutes before the start time. And if you're going to be going for a virtual interview, ensure that you are in the wait room at least 5 minutes before the start time. Make sure you're properly dressed. Ensure you've already tested your video and audio quality. When you do these things, it just puts you in a good position and it boosts your confidence anytime, any day, and anywhere. The next thing you want to ensure is that your English is well polished. You see, during your interview process, you don't want to come off as someone who is not polished, right? So what you want to do is make sure you are clear enough and that your spoken English is comprehensive. That's all that matters. You don't need to bother speaking like the English. They understand if that is not your native tongue, right? So just ensure you are clear enough and you are comprehensive, and that will do the job. Another thing you need to know is the status of your visa, right? This is really important to employers in the United Kingdom because there is a general regulation that employers of labor should not employ anyone who doesn't have the right to live and work in the United Kingdom. For instance, if you are a student, I know there is a limitation of 20 hours per week for students during the school session. So you need to understand these things because employers are most likely going to ask you. And the tip here is that the moment employers are already asking you what your visa restrictions or your visa limitations are, most likely you have convinced them enough, and I think at that point they've already considered hiring you. So that's what I've observed so far. So try to ensure you know well about your visa restrictions, know the amount of hours you are allowed to work, and you are able to effectively communicate this. So the last on the list is that you have to be confident, right? Employers of labor in the United Kingdom especially love people who exude confidence. I don't know how to stress this enough, but I want to assure you that being reserved or gentle during interview conversations will not help you. You need to be able to demonstrate that you are willing to be a part of this team and that you will be a good fit when they eventually bring you on board. This, to me, is one of the most important things you can ever take along with you to any interview. And I recently did a short video on how to become better at small talks because it's one of the most interesting skills you can have as a new person in the United Kingdom. And I promise to show you the email that was sent to me by the MD of the company that rejected me after my interview with the company. So you can see it here. Yeah, so we've now come to the end of the video. Thank you very much. If you watched to this point, yeah, thank you. You're the real MVP. And I would like to know what your most amazing experience at an interview has been. So just drop a comment for me in the comment section. So please don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And till I come your way again next time, please stay out of trouble and do something every day to move you closer to your goals. My name is Tony Phillips. Bye for now.